Speakway live in a world that encourages constant sharing. Every achievement, every struggle, every dream, every opinion, there is pressure to make it public. It can feel as though your life only matters if other people know about it. But the truth is, the strongest people often protect what matters most. They understand that not everything valuable needs an audience. Silence is not weakness. Silence is strategy. Think about a seed planted beneath the ground. Before anyone sees the tree, the roots are growing in complete darkness. If you dig up the seed every day to show people your progress, it will never become the tree it was meant to be. Your goals, your vision, and your personal growth work the same way. They need time, patience, and protection. Not everyone deserves access to your thoughts, your plans, or your private life. Some people celebrate your success. Others quietly compare themselves to you. Some genuinely care, while others simply want something to talk about. Wisdom is learning the difference. Privacy gives you freedom. When you stop performing for approval, you start living according to your purpose. Your energy shifts from explaining yourself to improving yourself. Instead of proving people wrong, you become too busy building something meaningful. There is also incredible power in mystery. People often respect what they don't post to fully know. When your actions speak louder than your announcements, your results become impossible to ignore. Real confidence doesn't constantly seek attention. It quietly keeps its promises and lets success introduce itself. Protecting your peace is another reason to be selective. Every opinion you invite into your life has the potential to influence your confidence. The more people you tell, the more expectations you carry. Sometimes the loudest noise nandapos, criticism, itandapos, the pressure of trying to live up to everyone else andapos, expectations. The people who achieve extraordinary things rarely spend all their energy talking about what the andapos were going to do. They spend it doing the work. While others seek applause before the race begins, they stay focused on reaching the finish line. This does nandapos mean isolating yourself or never asking for help. It means choosing carefully who earns access to your journey. Share your struggles with people who can strengthen you. Share your dreams with those who will challenge you to grow. Keep your circle small enough for trust and large enough for wisdom. Remember, your value is nandapos, measured by how much people know about your life. Itandapos, measured by the character you build, the promises you keep, and the impact you create. Sometimes the greatest move you can make is to stay quiet, keep working, and let your life become the explanation. Your future does nandapos need an audience. It needs your commitment, protect your vision, guard your peace, and allow your success to speak when the time is right. Privacy is one of the greatest forms of self-respect because it allows you to protect the parts of your life that deserve peace rather than public attention. In a world where sharing has become second nature, it is easy to believe that every thought, every achievement, every struggle, and every plan should be visible to everyone. But the truth is that peace often grows in the spaces we choose to keep private. Every time you expose your personal life to people who have not earned your trust, you also expose yourself to unnecessary opinions, judgments, comparisons, and expectations. These things can quietly steal your confidence and distract you from what truly matters. When you stop feeling the need to explain every decision, you begin to live with greater freedom. You no longer waste energy wondering how others will react or whether they approve of your choices. Instead, your focus shifts toward becoming the person you were created to be. Your goals become clearer because they are no longer shaped by the voices of strangers. Your decisions become stronger because they are based on your values instead of public approval. There is a quiet strength in keeping certain parts of your life sacred. Just as a seed develops its roots beneath the surface before anyone sees the tree, your dreams need time to grow without constant exposure. Every goal requires patience, discipline, and consistent effort. When you share it too early, you may receive praise that feels rewarding in the moment, but that temporary satisfaction can reduce the urgency to keep working. Real progress happens when your attention stays on the process instead of the applause. Privacy also protects your emotional well-being. Not everyone celebrates your success with genuine happiness. Some people compare themselves to you. Others criticize your decisions because they cannot understand your vision. Even well-meaning advice can become overwhelming when it comes from too many different directions. If you listen to every opinion, you eventually lose the ability to hear your own inner voice. Protecting your peace means carefully choosing whose words deserve a place in your mind. Strong people understand that silence is not secrecy born from fear. It is wisdom born from clarity. They know they do not have to defend every choice or announce every step forward. They trust that meaningful results will eventually speak louder than any explanation. This quiet confidence allows them to remain focused even when nobody is watching. Instead of chasing attention, they chase excellence. Healthy relationships are built on trust, not unlimited access. The people who truly care about you do not need to know every detail of your life to support you. They respect your boundaries and value your well-being more than your updates. By choosing what to share and what to keep private, you create relationships based on authenticity rather than constant exposure. Protecting your inner peace is ultimately about protecting your purpose. Every distraction you avoid gives you more energy to grow. Every unnecessary opinion you ignore gives you greater confidence to continue. Every boundary you establish reminds you that your life is not a performance for an audience, but a journey of becoming. When your peace becomes more valuable than people's curiosity, you discover a level of freedom that no amount of public attention can ever provide. Every meaningful achievement begins as an idea that exists only in your mind. At first, it is fragile, filled with hope, but not yet supported by results. During this stage, your goal needs protection more than publicity. Many people feel excited to announce what they're going to accomplish because sharing creates a sense of momentum. The encouragement and praise they receive can feel rewarding, but there is a hidden danger. Talking about your plans can sometimes create the illusion that progress has already been made, even though the real work has not yet begun. That temporary satisfaction can weaken the drive to take consistent action. The most successful people often spend far more time working on their goals than talking about them. They understand that dreams grow stronger through discipline, not discussion. Instead of seeking attention for what they hope to achieve, they invest their energy in learning, improving, and taking one step forward every single day. They recognize that every hour spent explaining the vision is an hour that could have been spent building it. Keeping your goals quiet also protects you from unnecessary opinions. The moment you share an ambitious dream, everyone has something to say. Some people genuinely want to help, but others may doubt your ability, question your choices, or project their own fears onto your future. Even if you are mentally strong, constant exposure to negative comments can slowly create uncertainty. Doubt is easier to avoid when you carefully choose who has access to your vision. Silence creates space for focus. Without the pressure of proving yourself to others, you can concentrate entirely on the process. You no longer feel the need to provide updates or justify your pace. Instead, you allow your actions to become your daily conversation. Every completed task, every lesson learned, and every obstacle overcome quietly moves you closer to the life you are creating. Progress becomes your priority instead of recognition. There is also power in surprising people with results rather than promises. Anyone can announce big plans, but only disciplined individuals follow through when the excitement fades. When your success arrives without endless announcements beforehand, it carries greater credibility. People respect consistency far more than confident predictions. Your accomplishments become undeniable because they are supported by evidence rather than words. Keeping your goals private does not mean refusing help or pretending you can achieve everything alone. It means being intentional about who you trust. Share your vision with mentors, trusted friends, or people who challenge you to become better. Choose individuals who encourage growth instead of feeding doubt or distraction. A small circle of genuine support is far more valuable than a large audience of casual observers. Every dream demands patience. There will be days when progress feels invisible and results seem distant. During those moments, silence becomes an advantage because it allows you to struggle, learn, adapt, and improve without carrying the weight of public expectations. You are free to make mistakes, change direction, and grow stronger without feeling that every setback needs an explanation. The greatest achievements are rarely built through constant announcements. They are built through quiet mornings, late nights, disciplined routines, repeated effort, and unwavering commitment. Let your focus remain on becoming the person capable of reaching your goal instead of convincing others that you will. When the work is complete and your vision has become reality, your success will speak with a clarity that no promise ever could. Your life is one of the most valuable things you possess, and your story is a part of that value. Every experience, every lesson, every failure, and every victory has shaped who you are today. Because your story carries meaning, it should not be shared carelessly with everyone you meet. One of the greatest signs of wisdom is understanding that access to your personal life should be earned, not automatically given. Not everyone who asks questions has good intentions, and not everyone who listens truly cares about your well-being. Many people confuse friendliness with trust. Someone may be kind, interested, or enjoyable to talk to, but that does not automatically make them worthy of knowing your deepest thoughts, biggest dreams, or most painful experiences. Trust is built through consistency, honesty, and respect over time. It grows when people repeatedly show that they value your confidence and support your growth. Until that trust is established, there is strength in keeping certain parts of your life private. When you share too much with the wrong people, you give them the power to influence your emotions in ways they never should. Some people may use your vulnerabilities against you during disagreements. Others may gossip about your struggles or quietly judge your decisions. There are also those who compare your journey to their own and respond with jealousy rather than encouragement. These reactions can create unnecessary stress and distract you from your purpose. Protecting your story is not about being fearful of people. It is about being wise with what you choose to reveal. Your personal journey deserves to be surrounded by people who genuinely want to see you succeed. These individuals celebrate your progress without feeling threatened by it. They offer honest advice without trying to control your choices. They listen without turning your private moments into public conversations. They encourage you when you are discouraged and remind you of your strengths when you begin to doubt yourself. Relationships built on trust create safety, while relationships built only on curiosity often create disappointment. It is also important to remember that you do not owe everyone an explanation. Many people feel pressured to justify their decisions, defend their lifestyle, or explain every change they make. In reality, your purpose is not to satisfy everyone's curiosity. Your responsibility is to live with integrity and remain faithful to your values. The less time you spend explaining yourself, the more time you have to improve yourself. Your actions will always communicate more clearly than endless conversations. Healthy boundaries are an important part of emotional maturity. Boundaries are not walls designed to keep people out. They are filters that help protect what matters most. They allow you to decide who has access to your time, your energy, and your personal experiences. People who truly respect you will also respect those boundaries. They will never make you feel guilty for protecting your peace or choosing privacy over unnecessary exposure. There is confidence in knowing that your worth is not determined by how much of your life other people know. You do not need to reveal every struggle to prove you are authentic, and you do not need to announce every success to prove you are successful. Some of the most meaningful growth happens quietly, away from attention and applause. By choosing carefully who earns access to your story, you protect your peace, strengthen your relationships, and create a life guided by wisdom instead of the constant need for validation. Words can inspire, encourage, and communicate a vision, but they can never replace consistent action. Anyone can make promises, announce big plans, or describe the life they intend to build. The real difference is made by those who quietly put in the work every single day until their actions become undeniable. Results carry a level of credibility that words alone never can. They remove doubt, silence unnecessary criticism, and prove that discipline is stronger than intention. When you allow your results to speak for you, you no longer need to convince people of your potential because your accomplishments become the evidence. Many people spend more time talking about success than working toward it. They share every new idea, every future goal, and every exciting plan, hoping to receive encouragement and admiration. While there is nothing wrong with being enthusiastic, there is a danger in confusing discussion with progress. Talking about what you will do can create a temporary feeling of achievement, but lasting success comes only through consistent effort. The satisfaction of being recognized for an idea should never replace the satisfaction of completing the work. Real growth often happens in silence. It is found in the early mornings when no one is watching, the late nights when others have already given up, and the small daily choices that seem insignificant but eventually produce extraordinary results. These moments rarely receive applause, yet they are the foundation of every meaningful accomplishment. The strongest individuals understand that success is built behind the scenes long before it becomes visible to the world. When your focus shifts from gaining attention to producing results, your mindset changes completely. You stop worrying about how impressive your plans sound and begin asking yourself whether your actions match your ambitions. Every day becomes an opportunity to improve rather than an opportunity to impress. You become more patient because you understand that genuine success is a process, not an event. Instead of chasing quick recognition, you commit to steady progress that lasts. Allowing results to speak also protects you from unnecessary pressure. The moment you announce every goal, people begin forming expectations. Some will support you, but others will watch for signs of failure. Carrying the weight of public opinion can become a distraction from the work itself. By staying focused on the process instead of constant updates, you give yourself the freedom to learn, adjust, and grow without feeling the need to explain every setback. Your energy remains where it belongs, on improvement rather than approval. Actions also build trust in a way that words cannot. Whether in leadership, friendships, business, or family, people eventually judge character by consistency. A person who repeatedly keeps their promises earns respect because their behavior matches their values. On the other hand, someone who constantly speaks about commitment but rarely follows through loses credibility over time. Integrity is not measured by what you say you believe, it is measured by what you repeatedly do. There will always be people who doubt your abilities or misunderstand your vision. Trying to argue with every critic is a waste of valuable time and energy. Instead of defending yourself with endless explanations, continue improving your skills, strengthening your character, and pursuing your purpose. Every milestone you reach becomes a stronger response than any debate could ever be. Success has a unique way of answering questions that words never can. Choosing to let results speak louder than words is a commitment to humility, discipline, and excellence. It means understanding that your reputation is shaped by your habits, not your announcements. It means valuing progress over praise and consistency over attention. When you dedicate yourself to meaningful action every day, you create a life that does not need constant explanation. Your work, your character, and your achievements will tell your story far more powerfully than your words ever could. Your energy is one of the most valuable resources you possess. It determines how you think, how you respond to challenges, how consistently you pursue your goals, and how fully you enjoy your life. Yet many people give this precious resource away without realizing it. They allow negative conversations, toxic relationships, constant criticism, unnecessary drama, and endless comparison to drain the strength they need for their own growth. If you want to build a meaningful life, you must learn to protect your energy with the same commitment that you would protect your health, your time, or your future. Negativity rarely announces itself as something dangerous. It often appears in ordinary conversations, social media posts, workplace gossip, or relationships that slowly wear down your confidence. At first, it may seem harmless to listen to people complain every day or argue about problems that have no solutions. But over time, what you repeatedly hear begins to influence what you believe. A mind constantly surrounded by fear and doubt eventually starts expecting failure instead of opportunity. That is why protecting your energy begins with becoming aware of what you allow into your thoughts. You cannot always control the people around you, but you can control how much influence they have over your life. Not every opinion deserves your attention. Not every criticism requires a response. Some people speak from wisdom, while others speak from their own insecurities, disappointments, or limited perspective. If you give equal value to every voice, you will eventually lose sight of your own direction. Wisdom is knowing which advice deserves consideration and which words should simply be left behind. Protecting your energy also means creating healthy boundaries. Boundaries are not signs of selfishness, they are signs of maturity. They allow you to say no to situations that constantly exhaust you and yes to opportunities that help you grow. You do not have to attend every argument, respond to every message, or defend yourself against every accusation. Sometimes the strongest response is silence. Every unnecessary conflict you avoid preserves emotional strength for the challenges that truly matter. Your environment has a powerful influence on your mindset. Spend enough time with people who complain about everything and gratitude becomes difficult. Surround yourself with people who constantly criticize others and trust begins to disappear. But when you choose relationships filled with encouragement, honesty, accountability, and hope, your own thinking begins to change. Positive people do not ignore problems. They simply refuse to let problems define their attitude. They inspire growth instead of feeding discouragement. Another important way to protect your energy is by limiting comparison. Comparing your journey to someone else's achievement steals joy from your own progress. Every person has a different starting point, different struggles, and a different purpose. Instead of measuring your life against someone else's highlight reel, focus on becoming better than you were yesterday. Growth happens when your attention stays on your own path rather than constantly looking at someone else. And protecting your energy also requires learning the value of rest. Constant stress, endless distractions, and emotional overload leave little room for creativity or clear thinking. Taking time to reflect, pray, exercise, read, or simply enjoy quiet moments is not wasting time. It is renewing your strength. A rested mind makes wiser decisions than an exhausted one. There will always be negativity in the world. There will always be people who doubt you, misunderstand you, or try to distract you from your purpose. You cannot eliminate every negative influence, but you can choose not to carry it with you. Every time you refuse to participate in gossip, walk away from unnecessary conflict, ignore destructive criticism, or protect your peace instead of proving a point, you become stronger. Your greatest achievements will never come from reacting to every distraction. They will come from guarding your energy, staying focused on what truly matters, and investing your strength where it creates lasting growth and meaningful impact. One of the greatest forms of freedom is reaching a point where your decisions are no longer controlled by the need for approval. Many people spend years shaping their lives around the opinions of others. They choose careers to impress people, post achievements to gain attention, hide their true feelings to avoid criticism, and constantly seek reassurance before taking action. While validation may provide temporary comfort, it can never create lasting confidence. Real confidence is built from within through character, discipline, and a clear sense of purpose. When your happiness depends on the approval of others, your emotions become unstable. Praise makes you feel valuable, while criticism makes you question yourself. Compliments lift your confidence, and silence makes you wonder if you are good enough. Living this way places your peace in the hands of people who may not even understand your journey. It allows outside opinions to determine your self-worth instead of the values you have chosen to live by. Building a life that does not need validation begins with knowing who you are. When you understand your principles, your purpose, and the kind of person you want to become, you stop changing your identity to fit every environment. You no longer feel the need to wear different masks to please different people. Instead, your actions become consistent because they are guided by your convictions rather than public opinion. Authenticity becomes more important than popularity. This mindset also changes the way you define success. Instead of asking whether people are impressed by you, you begin asking whether you are living according to your values. Speak. Success is no longer measured by applause, followers, or recognition. It is measured by integrity, growth, and the promises you keep to yourself. A person who quietly honors their commitments every day is building a stronger foundation than someone who constantly seeks admiration but lacks consistency. There will always be people who misunderstand your decisions. Some may criticize your goals because they cannot see your vision. Others may doubt your abilities because they judge you by your current circumstances rather than your future potential. If you spend your life trying to convince everyone that you are capable, you will waste valuable energy that could have been invested in becoming capable. Your responsibility is not to satisfy every opinion, but to remain faithful to your purpose. Building confidence without validation also requires accepting that not everyone will like you, and that is perfectly normal. No matter how kind, hardworking, or successful you become, there will always be people who disagree with you. Trying to gain universal approval is an impossible mission. The moment you stop chasing it, you discover peace. You begin making decisions based on wisdom instead of fear. You become willing to take risks, learn from failure, and continue growing even when nobody is cheering for you. Gratitude plays an important role in this journey. When you appreciate the progress you have already made, you become less dependent on external recognition. You learn to celebrate quiet victories that no one else notices. Finishing a difficult task, keeping a promise to yourself, improving your habits, or overcoming a personal struggle may never receive public applause, but these moments shape your character in powerful ways. They remind you that your growth is valuable even when it remains unseen. Strong relationships also become healthier when they are no longer built on the need for constant approval. You stop trying to earn acceptance by pretending to be someone you are not. Instead, you attract people who appreciate your honesty, respect your boundaries, and encourage your growth. These relationships are based on trust rather than performance. A life that does not need validation is not a life without relationships, encouragement, or appreciation. It is a life where those things become blessings instead of necessities. You welcome support without becoming dependent on it. You appreciate compliments without allowing them to define your worth. You accept criticism without allowing it to destroy your confidence. Your identity becomes rooted in your character, your purpose, and your daily actions. When your value comes from the person you are becoming rather than the opinions of those around you, you experience a kind of freedom that no amount of public recognition can ever provide. As you move forward from today, remember this: not everything valuable needs to be shared. Your dreams don't need constant announcements. Your growth doesn't need daily approval. Your peace doesn't need everyone's opinion. The strongest foundations are often built in silence, and the greatest transformations happen long before the world ever notices. Choose to protect your peace instead of proving your point. Guard your vision instead of seeking validation. Invest your energy in becoming better, not in convincing others that you're becoming better. Let your discipline be louder than your words, your character be stronger than your image, and your results become the story that speaks for itself. One day, people will see the success, the confidence, and the strength you've built. They may call it luck or overnight success, but you'll know the truth. It was created through quiet consistency, unwavering focus, and the courage to keep going without applause. So stop sharing everything, start protecting what matters, stay humble, stay focused, and keep moving forward. Because the life you're building deserves your full commitment, not the world's constant attention. Thank you.